Afghan election workers transported ballot boxes and began the slow process of tallying votes from a presidential election marred by violence and a low turnout. Donkeys were used to carry ballots from polling stations in remote areas. It will take more than 2 weeks before the preliminary results are known from the September 28th vote, which was dominated by security concerns. But Election Day brought dozens of casualties. Taliban militants had vowed to disrupt the vote after peace talks with the United States broke down. There was an explosion at a Kandahar mosque that was being used as a polling station. It was one of more than 60 attacks carried out on voting sites. Election observers from the Afghan Independent Human Rights Commission said the violence could have been worse.
The security situation was better than we expected. In fact, there was a lot of anxiety about how the security of the election would be, and I think that partly impacted participation in the process.
Afghanistan's Independent Election Commission said initial indications showed turnout was low. It's estimated that just over 20% of registered voters made it to the polls.
It doesn't matter how many people came out, whatever the number, they risk their lives to show that they want to be in control of their own future.
Turnout among women was particularly low. Many did not want their photo taken by the biometric voter identification system used to prevent fraud. There were many technical glitches with the devices, but officials said they avoided the chaos that affected last year's parliamentary elections. This was Afghanistan's fourth presidential vote since the Taliban was ousted from power in 2001. Ashraf Ghani was seeking a second 5-year term as Afghanistan's president and faced 14 challengers. His main rival was Abdullah, whom he shared power with in a unity government following the disputed results of the fraud-marred 2014 presidential vote. Abdullah warned that this election needed to be cleaner.
The main concern is that if it is as fraudulent as it was in 2014, this will have consequences, unfortunately.
The final results are expected to be announced on November 7th. If no one wins more than 50%, Afghan voters could be casting their ballots again on November 23rd in a presidential runoff between the top two candidates.